Yo, what up? Deception and growth. Now, before we start, man, I want to say I'm talking about not the energy returning to you as you put it out, because that's not karma. That's more so the law of attraction, the law of rhythm, polarity. But that's not what karma is. Karma is how I like to think about it, like your spiritual genetics. Think of it like that. So, for example, if you were a car thief in your past life, or your grandfather was a car thief in your past life or in his past life, you might have really bad luck with cars. You might constantly be getting your car stolen or buying messed up cars or getting into car accidents. That's the type of karma I'm talking about. All right. So, firstly, I want to talk about deception. One thing that I hate in this world is liars. People that blatantly lie. Number one actually is a selfish person. I hate selfish people more than liars because a selfish person is usually pretty honest, especially if they're a narcissist. Okay? They're usually pretty honest. They just speak how they want to speak. They're really deceptive, but they're not always like blatant liars. For example, when I was at work the other day, I asked one of my managers if I could do a different job than I usually do. And she said yes. And then she changed her mind. She changed her mind. Then I went in on Monday and I asked her if I could do that same thing. And she said, "You know what? I really need you on the floor today because you're one of our best workers." Now, a week prior to that or so, she thought I just started there. She didn't even know that I had been working there on and off for about a year. She walked up to me and she said, "You're new, right? Today's your first day." And I looked at her like, "No, I've been working here for a long time, bro." And she was looking at me and she was like, "Oh, right, right, right." She knows everybody by name, but for whatever reason, I don't interact. I'm not that interactive, especially on the job, right? She didn't know. So I'm thinking, you didn't even know that I had been, you thought I just started working here a week ago, bro. For real. So you don't think I'm the best worker. You don't think I'm that good of a worker, or you would have remembered me. Facts. So the thing about it is, when you lie to people, now that's a situation that just got under my skin, and that's a situation where somebody blatantly lied to me very recently. Okay, that's not too personal. But the whole thing about it is, bro, when you lie to people, you take away their decision to choose. You're messing with their karma. Now, if people constantly, consistently lie to you, especially the same person, number one, they just don't respect you. They don't respect you, they fear you, and they don't love themselves because that's what people typically lie for. They think your opinion and your actions towards them are going to affect them more than their actions towards you affect them. For example, if I'm out with the boys and somebody picks up the one of the homies picks up the phone and he's like, "No, I'm not at the bar. I'm at the library. What are you talking about?" Or I'm at Jim's house. We're playing Madden. I'm not at the bar drinking. And I hang up and he hangs up the phone. I'm like, "Bro, why you lie to that girl, bro? Why didn't you just tell her you were at the bar? You're a grown man, you're legal age, you're not gonna drink and drive, we're gonna Uber it." He said, "Man, I just don't wanna hear her mouth." Bro, you don't wanna hear her mouth? You don't wanna hear her mouth. That means that says a lot, bro. That says to me, you don't have the ability to make choices in your life, so you have to bend her mind with your deception. You have to bend her mind. You have to take away her choice to feel what she should authentically be feeling, which is ultimately messing with her karma. Not good, bro. And the side note, man, I was talking to New Jersey King David, man. Shout out to him. I'm gonna be posting our video live. I mean, not live, posting our live video off my Facebook. It was brilliant, man. We were really chopping it. It was nice, man. I'm gonna give you guys this real fast, then we're gonna get back to that same topic. Now, Chicago King David is, I would venture to say, a genius, but he's definitely well versed in the knowledge pertaining to nuclear physics, quantum physics, and a plethora of different sciences. And he considers himself a nerd, somebody who just somebody who has been blessed in the area of intellect, man, and he has been consumed with his research, his studies, and his passion, which is, science. And he is constantly saying, nerds don't get girls. I'm just too smart to attract a woman. All I like to talk about is science. Now I understand that, but look, bro, if you have anything that you're passionate for, anything that you might be even low key obsessed with me, spirituality, music, the art of entertainment, marketing, um, music. That's all I can really honestly talk about, or philosophy and enlightenment. But because those things flow together so well, I mean, my conversation skills are pretty trash. But just listen to this part. As long as you can have a conversation and you're creative. Conversation, creative, confidence. The three C's, man. Presentation with three C's and a P. You just have to have the ability to take what you know and make it relate to what a female likes to talk about. So, like I told him, if you're obsessed with quantum physics, nuclear physics, and these different types of sciences, just learn the feminine anatomy and you can explain it to her like that. Or you can learn empires. Say, look, this is a nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor would be just, if anything, have you ever seen Empire? Oh, that's my favorite show. All right, so Empire, Cookie would be the nuclear reactor. The energy would be Lucius. I don't know anything about physics, so and just do it like that. Or the womb. Women like to talk about themselves, especially their body. And then, of course, she's going to be impressed that you know about the feminine anatomy and biology and things. So don't ever give up just because all you want to talk about is whatever it is that you're obsessed with. That's cool. I mean, I wouldn't, if you really just don't want to learn about other things to talk about, if that's really what you don't want to do, I mean, I definitely wouldn't recommend that. But hey, man, baby steps, right? That's actually not a baby step. That's actually pretty important. It's going to take a couple hours. But anyways, going back to deception, karma, and what's the name of this video? I already forgot. I can't even check, huh? What's the name of this video? What was I talking about? Deception, karma, and I can't remember, but that's okay. But nah, just knowing that lying, just know lying to people takes away their choice, bro. It takes away their choice. You're altering their emotions. You're altering their ability to choose and how their experience on this earth is going to be and what their karma is going to look like. What you're doing is you're pushing them down a hallway that does not lead to where their soul needs to be going, bro. Just like with the same thing with the bar. Maybe if my homeboy would have said, "Look, look, I'm at the bar with the boys. This is going on. This is going on. I'm gonna be home by like no later than 11 o'clock." Boom. And she goes off on him. She would have more respect for him knowing that this dude's not at the library or this dude. She would be like, "Bro, you're spending this time over this dude's house. There might be females over there. She might be more suspicious than if you're in the open at the bar. She might have some food ready for you when you get home. She might not be mad at all. You lying to people, you're making choices for people. And it's like, bro, I don't like this. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it soft, and I'm gonna end this video, bro. This is the last thing I want to touch on. When you put yourself in certain positions, when you turn people into a victim of your deception, bro, whatever you experience, whatever the worst, whatever you, whatever inspired you to lie, you deserve that thing, bro. When can you get on a broad talk? Shit, you got me on Facebook. We could do it this weekend, bro. We could definitely do it this weekend. Thank you for asking. I'm not gonna call them Bro Talks anymore. I'm gonna call them Weekly Waters because that's more attractive for everybody. Unfortunately, Broad Talk. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But yeah, I appreciate that. Shout out to Rizzo. Shout out to Rizzo Luciano, man. Fire music, the growing tips on his channel, the gaming, a definite model for what I think a YouTube channel should be, a variety, man, a variety. But give people the choice to live their lives, bro. Lying, that's what weak people do. And I understand there are certain people who are just programmed to lie. There are certain people who are just too immature to accept what is going on inside their lives. But at the same time, you do have to understand. Number one, lying is not good for your soul. Lying is actually pretty bad for your everything. It creates stress. It creates blockages. It messes with your karma, and it takes away from your self-respect and the respect that other people have. All this, I understand some people just need to be lied to, some people, but at the same time, look, this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about for real, and I'm gonna make a whole video on this. If you're if you are under the age of 23 right now, I want you to know, if you have if you have a similar energy to me, you're going to be attracting, if you want a feminine woman, right? You're going to attract some woman that is not going to be interested in you unless you can provide a certain setting for them, right? They're not going to lie about that. They're not going to lie. They're going to say, look, bro, you don't have a car. You don't got a crib. You know, I got kids, bro. I want a dude with a house, with a car, with a backyard that's doing this, doing this, doing this. Now, you could do one of two things. You could either work on that right now, or you could suffer and be mad. You could be mad because if you want a feminine woman, I'm not saying that just because she has her own career and just because she could hold it down, that's what she's supposed to do. Number one, because she's an adult. That's her kids. That's her kids. That's her bills. I'm not doing any of that, right? Because we don't do that, right? But at the same time, bro, if something bad happens to you, she does need to be financially literate. She does not need to be messing up your whole empire, everything you built. So you need to do what you need to do right now because I've been manifesting a lot of people, places, and things, and I don't have the space for those things. That's one of the keys to magic, appreciation, or manifestation and attraction. Appreciation and having the space. All right. You might be in a position to have relations, but not everybody's gonna bend to your will when it comes to your sexual needs. So you do need to be real with yourself. You do need to understand that a lot of dudes don't want to be friends with somebody who lives with their mom, bro. Just like a lot of women don't want to be friends with just somebody who stays in a one-bedroom apartment, doesn't have a car, but spends $200 a month on Uber to get back and forth to work. And I had to learn that the hard way, bro. So that's why I'm doing everything that I'm doing right now. I'm making space. I had to step back. And you know what? This is not about me. But I do want to say this. I can understand why a lot of dudes right now, especially a lot of my favorite rappers, don't trust women and they don't want to interact with women and they tell you to ignore everybody and just get the money. I'm going to tell you that same thing, bro. I'm going to tell you that same thing because females are always going to be here, bro. Females are always going to be here. Trust me. They're always going to be here, but the opportunity, your youth is not always going to be there. You're not always going to have the same amount of energy. You think I have the same amount of energy I did when I was 19? Absolutely, I do. But I smoke a little bit more cigarettes and I drink a little bit more and I do a lot of stuff to my body. Actually, I'm a vegetarian now, so that's probably why I have the same amount of energy and I don't smoke more, I smoke less. But make the space, man. Make the space. Use your time wisely. Build your discipline because if you're not disciplined, if you're under 23, if you're not building your discipline, it's only gonna get worse, bro. You're only gonna naturally get lazy because you're gonna slow down. Your value system's probably not gonna increase. You're probably not gonna become a more moral person. You're pretty much done. Everything that you learn from here is going to be off your experience. This is why we have to read. This is why we have to have educated conversations. This is why if you look at all the conversations you have, yeah, just small talk. You probably talk about there's no sports to talk about. You probably talk about, let's pretend it's the normal world again. Sports, women, probably if you live in the same neighborhood as somebody, what just happened in the neighborhood the past couple days, and music. The same four things people usually talk about. Don't be afraid to have, just don't be afraid to test to see what somebody knows if you can actually touch on those things. Now, of course, not politics, not spirituality, and not things that would make people uncomfortable, such as some kind of addiction that you might have or some kind of weird sexual tick. I hear a lot of people talking about that. I'm like, bro, how do you know this dude's not a sex addict? Why would you talk about that? How do you know he's not a drug addict? Why would you talk about it? You might be triggering him. He might go home and spend his whole paycheck on crack or alcohol. But I understand, whatever, everybody drinks. But I'm pretty much rambling right now and I went very much off topic. So guys, let me know which ones you want me to expound more on. Um I'm gonna upload that video and I gotta write some of these topics down. I don't know how these people do these videos every single day at the same time. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I work for like 14 hours a day. So yeah, nah, it's whatever. But I appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. Every time.